Ever since she soared to stardom in the 70s sitcom One Day at a Time, Valerie Bertinelli's squeaky clean image and cherubic face have made her the darling of television audiences all across America.
Little girls who watched her on that show just absolutely loved her and wanted to be her.
She was just effervescent and impossible not to like.
Her bubbly personality, her outgoingness, her relatability, her warmth. She is someone who, when she walks onto a set, she just lights it up.
Valerie Bertinelli could be your sister, your daughter, or that nice young girl who lives next door. Her unquestioned audience appeal, combined with her heavily publicized marriage to rock star Eddie Van Halen, have kept Valerie Bertinelli in the public eye and never far from the headlines for more than 30 years. For 3 decades, Valerie Bertinelli's girl-next-door face had been a staple fixture on American television. In the 1970s, we watched her grow up as the fresh-faced Barbara Cooper on the hit series One Day at a Time. She was the Hollywood dream girl, sweet, young, innocent, and a star of one of the most popular sitcoms on television. Then one day in August 1980, she rocked the world of entertainment and stunned Hollywood when she announced that she was dating rock and roll icon Eddie Van Halen.
Oh my God, Valerie Bertinelli and Eddie Van Halen. Yeah, I mean, you just couldn't see that one coming 10 miles away.
I mean, this was like the ultimate good girl and the ultimate bad boy being thrown together.
She was every parent's dream. He was every mother's nightmare. And Beauty and the Beast headlines hyped their relationship for all it was worth.
I think people wondered, what is Valerie thinking? And then once they accepted the fact that she was actually dating this guy, they thought, you know what, it's just a phase. Every girl needs to go through her bad boy phase, right?
We took one look at each other and we got married 8 months later.
For their part, One Day at a Time's producers did their level best to bury the whole thing, hoping maybe it would all just go away. It didn't, and Valerie's career and Eddie's band would never quite be the same again. Valerie was born on April 23, 1960, in Wilmington, Delaware. Her father, Andy, worked as an executive for auto giants General Motors. The family had to move wherever and whenever his job required.
Her father was a GM executive, and her mother was a homemaker. And she used to joke that she was kind of instead of an army brat, a GM brat, because they used to move around so much.
I always had them to go to, my father and my mother, terrific parents. And I had 3 brothers that I loved so much too. I'm such a lucky person.
The Bertinelli family was constantly uprooted, making it nearly impossible for the children to develop any stable, long-term friendships. In an effort to help her meet new people, make friends, and break out of her shell, Valerie's parents urged her to enroll in a performance program at the nearby Tammy Lynn Academy of Artists.
She had this great, fresh, little punky look with this personality that followed with her. So she had that already going.
She was a precocious youngster, and she probably said, I'd like to try my hand at acting. So they put her into acting school, and she was pretty much an overnight success.
Actually, I wanted to be a singer, and that really didn't pan out. I always used to listen to Carpenter records and sing in front of the mirror, sing my heart out, and it never got any better, so I decided, well, can't do this.
Valerie may have been a little shy at first, but her adorable face made her an instant favorite. And at the age of 11, she landed her first television role.
It was an Easter commercial. And I got the job because I fit the clothes, actually, and that's the only reason. Because I couldn't get any work. That was like my 100th interview. And I couldn't get any work because I wasn't in the union. But I couldn't get in the union if I didn't get a job. But they finally gave me the job because I fit the clothes the best.
As a manager, you ask your client, what do you want? What do you want? Where do you see yourself? And Valerie said, I want to be in a series, and I want to be able to walk down the street and people recognize me. Well, she got it, and she got it big time.
After 4 years of juggling her budding acting career with schoolwork, in 1975, Valerie received a call from her agent, who told her that producer Norman Lear was casting for a new situation comedy, and that he had specifically asked for Valerie to attend the auditions.
The call came in. Jane Murray, who was then the casting director for Norman Lear, saw my picture in the Academy Players Directory, and she called me in with about 100 other different girls.
The show, to be called All About Us, revolved around a recently divorced, slightly neurotic mother and her 2 teenage daughters.
Norman Lear probably saw, an all-American girl, a little bit sexy, but, more wholesome, but with a little bit of mischief there, too.
Sort of like your kid sister, who could take a ribbon but could also dish it out, the all-American girl. It was sort of a clean slate, and I think that's what attracted Norman Lear to Valerie and put her in that show and in that role.
As I recall, Valerie walked in, and she was my daughter Maggie. She just looked. She carried herself, had a look, facially, personality-wise, and I knew I had to work with her.
The 4th time I went in, I read again with Norman, and Jane said to me, you wait here, and she told everybody else to leave. And I went, oh my God, I got the part.
Before she even spoke a word, she was going to be America's sweetheart. She just had those adorable apple cheeks and those bangs. I mean, women loved those bangs back then, and that long, beautiful, silky hair. And she just looked like America's sweetheart from the get-go.
Cast in the part of the hyper, arm-waving mother was actress Bonnie Franklin, who had more than 2 decades of film and stage experience to her credit. The part of the wild child older sister was played by Mackenzie Phillips, daughter of John Phillips of the pop group The Mamas and the Papas, and one of the stars of the 1973 film American Graffiti. In a supporting role was veteran comedian and character actor Pat Harrington.
Pat Harrington is the greatest. He was so funny. He had everybody always laughing on that set. Always. You couldn't wait for him to walk in the door, right? Everybody waited for that guy to walk through the door on that show.
It was very much a trademark Norman Lear effort, where he would always make it kind of comedic drama, where he would deal with feminism and, pregnancy and abortion and, drugs and premarital sex and all of the hot-button issues of the time, but do it while making you laugh.
I think Val learned a lot from all those people, and Bonnie was just like a mom to her on the set. So they were very close. And that's the way it is. When you get in a series, you're very close. You become there's a new family for you.
By the time the show premiered on CBS in December 1975, the title had been changed from All About Us to One Day at a Time. Suddenly in the spotlight and surrounded by vastly more experienced actors, all of Valerie Bertinelli's shyness and insecurities came rushing back.